these. And I'm guessing all you people here are interested in doing video podcasts, but are familiar with podcasting to some degree.
Where's everybody at? Blog, audio podcast,
video podcast.
Okay. A little experience.
Okay, cool.
So to help out.
So the expectation is with most podcasts, video, audio, whatever. With a special video podcast, is there's you, there's your camera that you're using, and there's some kind of footage. And we'll wait for everyone else. Throw it on in. Talk about video.
Cameras can be pretty easy. I mean, they're using to record us here. This thing is great. I know a lot of. Do you have one?
I had one and I sent it back.
I love it. I know a lot of people have it. It used to be the web quality video. It used to be iPod compatible. It's iPod compatible, but not with the touch or the iPhone. So it's a little bit of another hurdle. It's a Sanyo Exacti. This is an HD18, and then about a month after I bought this, they released the new version, the HD2. So typical, but. Pardon me?
How much? They're about 800.
Yeah, $700 or $800.
But they go into SD cards.
Yeah,
it's all digital. You can record it.
And it does. These ones actually do. They do have lower models for like $300, $400, $500 that don't do HD. This will shoot 720p HD. Truthfully, probably more than you need.
Way more.
I rarely ever shoot HD. I could, and I have, depending on what it is. I mean, family stuff with Christmas and that. I do just have the quality there. For most of it, I mean, look at what you're getting off YouTube. It's not real good quality, but just saves right to the SD cards.
That's kind of the key, though, to your podcast. What's your target market? What do you want to show them? Is this what you're please talking, or is it fine detail on a piece of jewelry?
Yeah.
You have to think about the quality of your image or what you want to show people. Because if you want to go put it on YouTube, you have to start with the quality image later. You can't start with the downgraded image to go down further as such as much.
Garbage in, garbage out. The better you have, the better you start with, the better you're going to end up with. But I shoot on this thing, and I can get like 10 hours on a 4 gig SD card. It does well, and it also, what I like about it too is it's a still camera, so I don't have to carry two if I don't want, and it's easy enough you can fit that in your pocket. Will was kind enough to lend me this. A lot of these little cameras will do video as well.
Yeah, video and audio.
Yeah, the audio comes with it. They're not real great quality, but it'll do. That's a lot of Chris Brogan stuff that he does is just a camera and he sits like this. And they work. Depending on the camera, some of them will shoot like 20 seconds, they can cut it off. Some will go for hours depending on the size of your cards.
And for those curious why I sent mine back, I bought one and realized for the cost of buying exactly, I could get an N95 or an N96, which I was holding out for. So I'm getting an N96,
which is a phone as well.
Which is a cell phone that does high quality video. Yes, 5 minutes.
This one is 5. The new ones I think are 7.
Yeah, but this is the idea is yes, you should use a video camera and shoot footage based on the quality that you're looking to get out of it. Of course, the more expensive the camera, the better the footage. The better the footage, the better it will look when you render it down to something that goes on the internet. But the expectation is no matter what, yes.
I'm just wondering, like a lot of people still have the mini DV cameras. Can you go through what the process would be from shooting the image to getting it on your camera to encoding it in a way that...
Depending on what you're using, a lot of the software that you're going to use to get it off, the stuff that comes with the cameras, it'll pull down the video, and a lot of them have a setting you can say save it to whatever, this, that, or the other thing. We're going to get into a little bit of the file format later. It's part of another piece of it that we recommend. One other thing is a lot of these cameras now have this. This is nice if you're shooting yourself. Shooting with one of those, you can do it, but you don't know where you're shooting. And actually, one trick that Steve Garfield told me is if you take a picture of yourself, you see where the picture is, and then you kind of have an idea where you got to point it.
So we're hoping that you've already gotten comfortable enough to use a video camera to shoot some footage, and you have footage on the computer. It doesn't have to be edited. Some people just literally turn the camera around and say, I think this, blah, blah, blah. That's me.
I don't even put titles, nothing.
Yeah, not even save straight to the net. But the idea is that you've got footage that you want to work with.
And actually, I've been playing around with getting a cell phone video to send to Utters, which is a site that we'll talk about. So that's even mobile. They don't have to touch a computer. Email it right to Utters, and it posts it. So
now, the big thing between doing a video podcast and not doing a video podcast is what a video podcast isn't. If you use, say, Facebook, and you turn on the video, the video little thing, and you record a video piece in Facebook, your friends in Facebook can see it, but no one else can see it. If you use Skype and you are talking to your friends or talking to people through Skype in video, or Ubu, any of those video type phones, you are using video. You are having you're doing footage, but it's not getting saved, and it's not available to everyone else. Basically, anything that's person to person, like us, person to person, we're here, we're experiencing it, but anyone else in the world has no idea this is going on. And video podcasts are about making whatever that conversation is or that video footage is available to everyone. So that's what it is. But what it is it is available online, and it's either on a website or in an RSS feed, and we'll walk you through some of the different sites.
You can argue all day what you think a podcast is. I think it's subscribable through an RSS feed and downloadable, which is kind of what we base the presentation on. That's kind of what the goal afterwards is to get it downloadable and subscribable through an RSS feed.
Yeah, and if you notice any site from the basic site like YouTube, you have the ability to favorite and subscribe to users or videos or streams of types of videos. And that's really critical in trying to define the space between just doing something in a walled garden or an environment that is not open and having it in an environment that is open, that people could opt in and subscribe to. Because a lot of what podcasting is like that. Yes?
Don't you hand over your rights as well if you put it in Facebook?
That is another issue with Facebook. There could be we could do a whole session on content rights and the rights of content on the net and Facebook and their backings. Part of the reason Facebook is a bit of a dangerous world is the content that goes into Facebook is partially owned by Facebook. They can use it for whatever they deem fit.
You still own it, but they own a copy of it, and they can do whatever they want with it. And right from using it for their own marketing, I mean, if they want to run that video or show anything you put in Facebook, they're allowed to use that in their advertising or. I mean, you name it, they're allowed to use it.
Yeah, and personally, I have podcasts, I have videos, audios, all kinds of stuff that I've done. I try not to put it into Facebook. I put links, I talk about it, but I don't have it in Facebook. And I know it's kind of an oxymoron because it's all over the net. Anyone can repurpose it and do whatever they want. It's
most of the places you're putting it, you still own it.
Yeah, it's that legal thing of their EULA that I don't.
It's really important to read the terms of service.
Yes, basically, and that is something to consider with a lot of video sites that will put if you've recorded your footage and you're now you've edited it or not and you're ready to put it out on the internet in an environment that people can subscribe to it as a video podcast. All these sites have their terms of services. They have their rights in general, and of the ones that I'm seeing, these ones. And I should include Blueberry as well as one of the other. Well, you have to have it on the server, but these sites let you keep your rights. They're just redistributing.
What these sites do is. Go ahead.
No, it's just something about Vidler. Vidler has the right to make a derivative work, whereas Revit doesn't.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that.
I actually just started playing with Vidler.
Yeah,
Vidler looks really good, but the problem is they give themselves the right to step that they don't want.
I do that
really.
Well,
I license my stuff under attribution non-commercial share alike. So basically, if they do something with it, they have to share it under that same license. I don't care if they do that.
No, well,
some people do. I mean, you do some music stuff and everything, and
I wouldn't do that.
Exactly.
But yeah, depending on the site, they have different rights. Most of them, they don't take your rights. And what we're trying to talk about here is coming up with sites that you have your footage available, you shot it, and you just want to get it out there. And how do you get it out there? What are aggregator sites to do that? Of course, everyone knows YouTube. Put it on YouTube, it goes out there. But YouTube is more
on YouTube, and that's about it.
Yeah, it's not quite a walled garden, and a walled garden is as in you can't get it out of that garden. YouTube is, you can see it, but you can't download it. But meanwhile, something like Lit TV, or Utters to a certain degree, or Rever, or well, not Reverb, but Reverb Builder you can't. But Blip TV, you can download it. And that's a big difference, is that if someone can download it, they can subscribe to it.
The guys at Blip have done an amazing job. They'll actually just give you a link, and basically you upload the file. It's all free. You can actually run an entire video podcast on Blip completely for free.
Oh, we did.
Yeah.
I do that. I don't use them for. I use them for all my hosting, and I actually put all my show notes and everything in Blip. So I could actually just use that. You could go there, see everything, subscribe to it. But I also post it onto my own site, just because that's where I like to be. That's where I post blogs, all my audio stuff, all my video stuff. So.
But the main thing is the tool that you want to have is whatever site you use of the mainstream or fringe sites out there. They allow users to have an RSS feed that they can subscribe to.
And they are all free. A lot of them have paid upgrade options. Try them all. Whatever works for you. I really like Blip. I know a lot of people use it. Like I say, it'll put your file on there, they'll host it and let you download it wherever you want. So, and give you a cool flash player.
Would you suggest using sites similar to Mogo, where you can just upload it?
We have that. We have that as well. In fact, that is the extra D. So there are two types of sites out there. There are sites like YouTube. There are sites like Blip TV. There are sites like Vidler, and they are a site that people go to and watch videos. Now, you can use a site like TubeMogul, and it's the only one that I really know of that is free, that you upload a file onto them, and then you select the different places you want it to go, and they will republish it to those sites in your name. So that way, if you have, like I have an account at YouTube, I have an account at Yahoo. That's it, and that's for video that I post stuff on. I went and got a TubeMogul account, suddenly I have my videos on all these sites. And some of these sites you might only get a little bit of traffic, some of them you have a lot. But it's a site that once you have your video, once you're ready to distribute it, and you identify the sites you want your video to go on, and you use a product like this, you can get it to all those sites at once for very little effort.
Does it summate the viewership stats?
Yeah, it delivers the stats. A good example, it's on my computer, but I can't really show it right now, but with my podcast, my regular stats are fairly low, but then after putting it into mobile and getting it across all this, I started seeing what sites actually use the videos, what places people go to. And in some cases, it surprised me to see which, like on MedCafe and Daily Motion, there were some types of videos that were people videos that I did that did really well, whereas my gear videos didn't do well there, which I wasn't surprised by, but they did well on MySpace. And I didn't know. That was data I didn't know that. I didn't know until I used the aggregator.
One thing, you look at all the sites that you can put it on. Like I say, you can do everything on a lot of these sites. The fact of it is you want to kind of get it out there to as many as you can. What I do is actually upload. I haven't used TubeMogul yet, but I've uploaded to a bunch of different sites. I use Blip to do most of the podcasting stuff, but I still put it everywhere so that anywhere you go, you can get the stuff. People who there's a lot of people that like using Facebook. I don't put my video on Facebook, but if you want to put it in Facebook, they can go and get it and consume it there. It's kind of giving them more choice. If they want to go to AOL Video or MySpace or YouTube, they can go find it there. And I know a lot of people, especially on YouTube and stuff, they get a lot of traffic from it. And it's technically not a podcast, but they're getting a lot of traffic. They're able to consume their video.
So that's the cool notes of how to do it. And basically what we wanted to do was open it up to questions. Because with getting started, most of the time it's like, I just don't get this one little piece and then it's all easy. So we wanted to open it up to you guys to find out, as people interested in this, what you need to know.
I just maybe it's not a question, but I just want a clarification. When you go onto YouTube, if you have any video, what's the difference in definition between a video podcast and like a video?
It's the download part. Here you go, brother.
Oh, it might go to a different one, but if it works. Well, basically, so if you have a video on the net, like in YouTube, it's just a video. It's self-contained, it has a beginning, a middle, and an end. And when it's over, it's over. But when you have a video podcast, it's a series of videos. It's like having a television show versus a television episode. So a video podcast is episodic videos on a topic with a host, or maybe not, around whatever. So that's what a video podcast is.
The goal being subscribable.
And the goal of it, of course, is that it's subscribable, so people who are interested can opt in and continue to watch videos or continue the relationship in learning about whatever your podcast is about.
They can also subscribe through YouTube, though.
Yes, and that's part of that weird quasi-walled garden thing that we were talking about.
You can subscribe to it, and they send you an email when there's a new video, but you can't download it.
Yeah, and for some people who might not have a computer as their main form, or an internet connection as their main form of connectivity, like a high-speed internet connection as their access point, they might want to download it and watch it on their iPhone or on their TV or whatever.
That's my problem, because I actually don't have high-speed at home. I'm on dial-up at home. I have a laptop that I take to work, download everything at work, put it on my iPod, that's how I consume, or watch it on my computer. I can't look at YouTube. Obviously, at work during the day, I can't go to YouTube and spend all day there. So if I can't download it and take it home, it's not very good to me. I mean, at the odd time, it's not portable and stuff. And that's the portability of it. That's a podcast. That's kind of the definition of it, is to be able to, magically show up on your iPod.
Do all these places take care of the compression yourself and just load whatever you have?
This is why I like Blip.
Yeah.
What you can do on Blip is,
Yes, every site out there. That's as long as you have your footage and you're comfortable with it.
Yes, right.
If you can watch it on your computer, you should be able to upload it, and they'll convert it to whatever they need to make it viewable on the web.
Are there some that are uglier than others, and some that are better quality than others?
Look at this video.
Yes.
I've always found YouTube to be really grainy and kind of ugly.
Yeah, YouTube is pretty raw on their videos. They step on it a lot. But other sites...
That's actually not Flash Player. And that's actually not HD. Flash will not play HD. Not actual HD. It'll do the aspect ratio and everything, but it's not true HD. It looks really good, don't get me wrong.
So what are the better quality ones? So YouTube is very good quality, I find.
Correct. Well, this is what I do. This is actually basically just the showcase.
The better quality ones would be a site like Blip TV, a site like Rever would be another good one. A third one, I find the video on if comparing Yahoo video to YouTube video, Yahoo video looks better. And beyond that, there's tons of other ones, but those are most of the mainstream options. And if you're trying to find a mainstream audience, like you want to put your stuff somewhere that most people are going to be, you don't want to dig too far below that.
Right.
There's Metacafe, there's Daily Motion, there are tons of others, but they don't have a lot. They don't have the saturation of traffic.
For YouTube, uglier than
and that's why YouTube always wins. That's my one frustration with YouTube is the fact that you put anything on there, and that's where everyone goes first. When you say online video, everyone thinks YouTube. Hold on, there's one in the back. Yes.
I have a question. Familiar with RSS from the user, and having subscribed for years now to video and audio podcasts. I'd like to learn about the other end of it. When you created content and you want to make it subscribable, how do we?
That's what Blip does really well.
Yeah. All these.
I would put it if I wanted to reach the maximum amount of people, I would use TubeMogul, put it on Blip, and use Blip as the place to subscribe to. If you don't want to have your own website and all that, put it on everywhere, but use Blip for your subscription stuff. Yeah. What they do is right here, like I upload it. This is my show page. Obviously, you go to buildies.blip.tv. That's what you see, and.
Basically, any one of these sites that you can upload your video to, including YouTube, will create an RSS feed around your footage.
See this right here? That's the feed. It'll actually give it to you. There is a better place to link that. I just don't know where it is. Like I said, I don't use it to actually manage mine.
If you want to get into the actual creation and the math and the metrics about how that's done, you can look in Wikipedia and find out more about it. But generally, the idea is as a person starting the video sphere, These sites take care of creating that RSS feed.
This will do it all. Basically, you come in here and you put your title. Right. So.
And it takes some playing.
Can you upload that to your WordPress?
Absolutely.
And then
It has a thing that'll automatically post to it, but I don't use that because I don't like automatic things. I like to do it myself because I can control it.
Well, just like
so then they could get the RSS through that too.
and
that's exactly what I do. You can actually go and subscribe to that RSS feed, and it'll work just fine. You'll get all my videos. But if you want everything that I do, because I do video, I do audio, and I write blog posts. That's why I like using my website because you can get everything from there. So you can subscribe to that one feed, and you'll get the audio and the video when it comes through. If you subscribe on Blip, all you're going to get is the video. Which, I mean, some people may want.
Well, the whole thing is if you already have your own website, you already have your own blog that you're using, just like with YouTube, how you have the embed, like you have the embed tag that shows the video, all of these sites have some sort of embed functionality that allow you to copy and paste the footage you just uploaded, and they host it, so it's not on your server, but you just embed the player into your blog, which is great because then you don't have to worry about any other technology other than the fact that you've now found a way to host your video online and share it with people, which is what you're looking to do. And that's the most important part is if you've already established your own environment and you've already established an RSS feed, you've already established that solution, then you just need a video component. And any one of these sites or the aggregator type sites can provide that, and they can do more. Like you can have it everything self-contained, or you can just rip out the pieces you need and bring it back into your own native blog or your own native forum or wherever you are. Yes.
Is there a resolution limit to the TV?
No, let's say just about anything.
Do they do like 720p?
I've done it before. I'm actually going to do this in the background.
Is it a file size limit or a time limit? Like you can have 2-minute videos or?
Blip doesn't have time limits, I don't think. If it is, I've never hit it.
And
I've done some.
Actually, that's something worth mentioning. One of the things that has frustrated me to no end, not that this is that session, but with YouTube, you only are allowed 10-minute clips. But every other site out there that I've encountered allows clips of any length, or at least any length within reason. Because some of those clips, sometimes you need more than 10 minutes.
Silly question. I actually saw a video that's 45 minutes long on YouTube.
You can do that.
Yeah, if they have a producer account. YouTube can open it up for people.
Okay.
Yeah, you have to have a producer account, and you have to actually be in some kind of relationship with YouTube.
They can open it up for people.
But you can do it. But us, as the general populace, have no.
So here, I'm going to do this in the background.
Okay, you do that. Yes.
Is there a service that you're familiar with that will let you create channels that are both publicly available for subscription? Like you don't have password protected or account protected login. Does Brightcove or anybody like that do it?
I'm not sure. I'd have to look into that.
They do exist. I know that there are some people that password protect for like premium podcasts.
For internal training or something that's not necessarily public facing. But at the same place, you want to be able to offer a public.
There are solutions for that. I know WordPress has a number of plugins that do that type of solution or functionality for blog posts.
Yeah, but that point.
Yeah, but not for like sites that do it in video. I don't really know of any offhand, and the ones that I can think of that might do it, they're very marginalized, so they don't have the audience to really make it matter.
Let's say you want to dream big and you want to make both video podcasts and you want to burn DVDs.
Yes.
So at that point, you're looking at recording at a much higher quality to begin with.
Yes.
What would you recommend to record with to begin with if you're dreaming big?
Whatever you can afford.
Okay.
If you can afford a studio quality HD camera, go for it.
That's a very valid question, and it's worth considering. If you have any content that you're capturing, it's always in your best interest to use the highest available technology that you can afford or access. It is not necessary because the message is, the content is the value. But the higher the quality that you capture it at, whether it's HD, whether it's FireWire straight into your computer at the highest resolution it can capture, the better the resolution later on, the more valuable that footage is. If you ever want to readdress it and reuse it in like a DVD format or some other yet to be named format.
I was just going to say, you can also rent your camera equipment if you don't want to, if it's a one-off. I know in Toronto there's a number of companies that their lower-end production quality cameras aren't very expensive for days, you know, if you want to fix them.
Now, from the user standpoint, is there a difference in the amount of time it takes to download or actually the jerkiness and the streaming on the depending on what kind of quality you use? Because there's a certain baby HD Sony camera I want to get. It's like really nice, $1,200, but then you just compress it. But it's like I want to make, you know, obviously the best video quality possible. But is that going to affect the user's experience?
When they download it,
yeah,
it'll be if they're going to download it as a podcast, the stuff like Blip, it'll give you the original file, untouched. So whatever you upload is what your user's going to download and see. So like, and actually, you were talking about the Apple TV Take 2 thing.
Yeah.
So they actually just released an email to everybody, which actually go to Virgil's site to find it. He posted it there because they didn't post it on any of their websites, but. To make it look, you know, a real nice big HD picture and everything. To stream it online, it's usually done through a flash player, so it's going to compress it down anyways and do a decent enough job. But same as any other video, it's, you know, if it's a long video or it's a high quality video, it will try to keep it higher, the higher quality video. You can compress it down and tell it to, you know, squash the hell out of it. But.
And my best advice.
Are you defeating the purpose then? If you're telling it to squash it down,
depends on what you're looking for. I mean, if you want to still allow them to come to you, if you want people to be able to come to your site and watch it there, then yeah, you not necessarily defeating the purpose. But I mean, what do you want? You want those users to see that stripped down video, but still be able to download the higher quality. You know,
I think friends Rudy and Casey who did Blackcast. They have all kinds of different versions on the site. They post to everywhere, but they have, like, you can go to their site, you can download it, a really big file in high-res DVD or high-res DVD quality, but they also have like really stripped down small versions if you're on a dial-up or you're using your laptop on a bus somewhere or something, and you don't want to download the 400 megabyte file.
So where's the work for that? Is that on the back end when you're actually?
No, you do that before there.
Well,
in that case, you do it on your own, right?
Yeah.
For me, I do the compression first, and then I'll upload to the appropriate site. So like the compression, like say I do like 1400 kilobits to get a really clean image because my file is small detail. So like an 8-minute video is 70 megabytes, which is a long download. But my audience wants to see the details, so they're going to wait. Other audiences are playing on topic won't wait if they're just seeing the face. They're not going to wait for that kind of detail. They'll strip it down. You know what I mean? It's appropriate to what you want. And what's your audience going to wait for? They want it for kids, or are they going to wait for details?
And what you'll discover, actually, when you start doing your video podcast, or as you're doing your video podcast, your audience will start letting you know. You'll see it in your stats, or they'll email you directly and be like, I'm having trouble with this, or you can hold them or regularly ask them, does this work for you? The other thing I would definitely suggest, if there's a video podcast or a video show that you're seeing and you like the quality of the footage, email them and ask them what they did. Because when I got into it, I didn't know anything. I didn't know video or what I should encode in or what codecs I should use. I started emailing, you know, like some of the people like Epic Foo when they weren't Epic Foo. I emailed them, hey, what do you guys use? What formats? What software? And over time, you start getting an idea of the different technologies. But just starting out, anything's better than nothing.
Don't
the worst video,
get it out there.
Yeah, just get it out there and experiment. Because once it's out there, you can start refiguring it out. My only suggestion is just record the original as best as you can. Because later on, if you find out there's a better codec for showing it on the net, just re-encode it and put it out again. Replace the file, delete it, do whatever. Yes?
Simple rule of thumb for shooting quality video for internet delivery is to shoot at twice the resolution of your final deliverable. So if you're shooting for 360, delivering at 360, try and shoot at 720. It's a rule that applies universally, whether it's audio or the Nyquist theorem. So 1.5 to 2 times the resolution of your final is a great place to start in terms of preserving quality.
Perfect.
That's basically it. I'm just going to throw a video up there. If you're subscribed to the Live TV feed, you'll get that video. What I can do is actually take this, share with cross-posting. This is the automatic version. Download on this network right now is crap. Upload is good.
Well, while he's doing that,
there. And basically, I can say post it to PCTO2008. See what happens.
so not to be like, I'm more agnostic about websites and web services. It's more about the theory behind it. Any one of those sites out there, from YouTube all the way down, will allow you to upload video and share it with people. The whole thing is you want to make sure whatever site you use that they're able to subscribe to it, and that if possible there's an RSS feed or some way for them to download it. If you're using a site like LibTV is great. You can also use I can't think of anything now. I'm totally fried. But yeah, there's LibTV Vidler. You could use Rever. You could use anything. They all do the same thing. The idea is that once you've got your video on one of those sites, that it's out there and it's available. And if you have a podcast audio or you have a blog or whatever, just take it and embed it and put it out.
With any HD video camera, and I assume they will have a digital out, would any HD video cameras work?
Well, I'll tell you how I do this. Right, I have a little HD camera. I firewire out from that, and I record it straight into QuickTime. I don't do anything else. I go into iMovie.
So you don't actually record it on the camera?
I take the camera, I record video.
Okay, and then you transfer the file into QuickTime.
And then I encode the tape into QuickTime. And I have a little bumper that I made.
So when you say you have the tape, you actually use a tape-based camera?
I'm using a tape-based camera. Okay. And then I encode it using QuickTime through the FireWire into my Mac. And then I have a little bumper that I made in Final Cut Pro that's really nice. I plug it in the front. I have a little bumper that I made that I plug it in the back. And I take the whole thing in iMovie and render it. And then I just put it online. And that's it. And it's super simple. And it literally can be that easy to shoot video and put it online.
And do you advise that tape-based camera is better than the hard disk-based one?
I use tape-based cameras still because I can't afford enough hard drive space to keep all the footage. Because sometimes I'll walk down the street and I'll see something really cool.
You want to keep the original. You want to keep the original.
I want to keep it. Yeah. Whether I know what I'm going to do with it, I don't know. I'll go to a festival or a concert and I'll record all kinds of stuff and record me talking and hey, this is really neat. You should check it out. Look what's going on.
Do video cameras have GPSs built in?
Not that I know of. I wish they did. I would include all that. But the idea is, I use that because then I can keep the tapes. If I was doing something more disposable, I wouldn't care. I'd probably use like some kind of hard disk.
Thanks.
No problem. Anyone else?
Yeah? I was going to say, we're talking about multiple formats and stuff, but another approach is this is what the Real News does, is they shoot in HD, they render to a low quality flash in the first pass and get that up on the site first, and then farm out the processing of the additional
Blip
stuff.
does that as well if you have a Pro account. Blip will do that as well if you have a Pro account. You can actually say, make me a iPod compatible, so whatever you throw at it, it'll give you an RSS feed of the iPod compatible version, which is really cool. A lot of people are using that. So yeah, it'll actually give you, well here, you can see browser links at MP4, which is straight out of my camera. It hasn't done anything because I don't have a Pro account. And it'll actually give you all the different files there and tell you what they all are, like iPod compatible or whatever it is. So it'll do that as well. Now you don't have much control over what it does, but it's super simple. I mean, throw it a video and say make me an iPod compatible.
If you're driving Blip from Tube Mobile, then do you get access to all this functionality?
Well, how it works is Tube Mobile. You go to all these different. You go to Yahoo. You go to YouTube. You go to all these sites. You get your own accounts. You get your own login. You get your own password. You go to TubeMogul, you enter all that information, and all those sites have a couple of common elements. They have a name of the post, and they have a description.
So it's the lowest common denominator.
It's the lowest common denominator. You do that, it promotes it, it puts it out there across all the sites, and then after, at your own leisure, you can go to each one of those sites and add the details as you get
If you want to use Blip as the main place, you can go back and actually edit any of this stuff.
Yeah. I can't go on enough about how awesome TubeMogul is. If you're into video and you want to get your stuff out in a broad-based format, TubeMogul is awesome. If you're looking for a very simple solution for getting your video online and in a format that people can see, I can't say that there's... Blip TV is pretty much the best one going that I know of right now for doing that. Better than YouTube, but unfortunately YouTube is still the dominant player in the marketplace. So it's best to get it anywhere and everywhere. So whatever you do.
Some of the videos that I've done, I get like a dozen downloads off my site. I put it on YouTube, and it gets 100 downloads. It's crazy. Or not downloads, but views.
If you want to use multiple file formats, let's say Windows Media versus like QuickTime only, do you have to do like multiple accounts?
No. You can, if you have a pro account, you tell it make me a feed for Windows, like or Windows Video, WMV,
HD QuickTime and iPhone.
Yeah, it'll make you a whole pile of stuff, and it'll give you a separate feed for every single one of them. So what you'll end up doing, if you go to the site, what you'll see is this, and they encode that flash, and then it'll have a list.
It
of
have
feeds.
a bunch of links that you can.
It'll have a list of feeds down here. So this is there's only one, so it tells me RSS feed, but it'll have iTunes feed, WMV or Windows Video feed. It'll show you all the feeds for it.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. If you're trying to get it out as far as possible, that's pretty awesome. Yeah.
Hi, just for what I'm pretty sure with media, you have to look at the more do tonight. But if you don't have a pro account, you can still get multiple feeds and you just have to create them yourself.
Yes.
So like
Yeah, you're right.
You create an iPod compatible feed, but I really want to make a WMV as well. You want to do it for use free, but if I do it myself, it just does it more quickly.
That's
upload myself here and look at the feed. You can choose which ones.
And you do actually have to upload all those files.
Well, if I do too, it's no big deal to me.
Yeah, here.
So, but at least then I can control the quality as well.
Yeah, this.
Getting with Blip.
And then
It
Blip.
depends what you want to do. Like I don't mind taking the time.
Yeah, here. See here. Web, portable iPod, portable other. So you can, and then you can keep going. Add as many as you want. It'll give you feeds for each of those.
How much is the pro account bill?
I think it's $5 a month or something.
Oh, well, I don't know. Yeah, right.
To the latte? I don't know.
Oh yeah, if you want to do that, for $5 a month, it's a good way to go.
Yeah, between using TubeMogul and Blip TV, you can saturate the marketplace. And just to give you an idea, like my podcast is an electronic music podcast on making electronic music using drum machines and samplers and stuff like that. It's a how-to video type format, and I interview artists. I put it up on my site. I get maybe 100 views over a month. I put it up on YouTube. I get maybe 200 views a month. Then I put it into TubeMogul, which puts it across all the sites. Suddenly, that same piece of footage is getting like 800, 900 views a month. And on my website, if you do on alex7.ca, I did a couple of posts about the graph, and it literally hockey sticks. You can see where I started, and you can see where it starts going like this, and all of a sudden it starts hockey sticking because all these people are picking up on it on all these other sites. It is amazing what you can do in TubeMogul.
Is there an equivalent to TubeMogul for audio podcasts as well?
That is the frustrating part. There isn't. There isn't. And there isn't, in the audio podcast world, there isn't that site. There isn't that aggregator site. That's why I was...
There isn't a YouTube for audio.
Yeah, there...
YouTube for audio.
Well, no, there isn't a YouTube for audio.
And that's the hard thing with audio, is it's hard to figure out where do you put it so that people notice it.
Although if you put it in some directories, other directories will just automatically pick it up. I've always tried to find where that's going.
Yeah.
add a cute picture to your video file, and all the way to your audio file, and call it a video podcast.
Yeah, and actually, that's something, because I started my podcast as an audio podcast, and I'm in the process of going through all those audio podcasts and putting slideshows together. I know it sounds lame, but I'm doing slideshows so that I can put them up as videos so that people will download them. Because the first 8 episodes of my show, I started a video podcast with only 1 video podcast and 8 audio ones. And then I was like, okay, now I got to get back to video. But that's
if you're doing video that the video isn't really that interesting, talking head.
Oh, yeah, awesome. Thank you. Go on.
Blip will also actually cut out the MP3. It'll create an MP3 as well for you, so you can have just audio. It'll dump the video.
Oh, great.
I did that. I was bugging actually.
So this is what I want to show you guys. So I was talking about the hockey stick. So this is where I uploaded all my stuff using TubeMogul. See, the stats go crazy, and then they kind of settle down. And you see that they start going up. And then at the overall of it, so this was in December. This is YouTube. This is what YouTube was doing. This is somewhere around here was when the writer's strike was. And you can see that it's starting to, like, YouTube's going this, and Yahoo's kind of going along. But if you look at the overall, it's starting to hockey stick. And this is just footage. I haven't done any promotions on purpose. I've done no promotions for this. I just put it up and left it. Didn't do any new episodes, nothing. Just worked on writing my blog post because I didn't have time to do video podcasts. And it's starting to go up. And I know as soon as I start putting new episodes in and start promoting it again, that it's going to go up a little more.
The fact of it is, you see, we're looking to do a podcast. Not a lot of people are doing that. Not a lot of people actually want that. I mean, look at how many people watch YouTube videos. It's nuts. People are spending predominantly time on the site watching it, streaming it on the site. So.
I do that all Friday night. Me and my girlfriend, we drank wine and watched 80s music videos.
Do you know if those statistics are complete downloads? Or
those are views. Yeah. Those are based. Well, they're based on. Well, Blip isn't even in here, which is the weird part. But that's what. This is based on what YouTube delivered, or what those numbers the sites delivered. So however those sites do their numbers, I don't know. I think statistics are kind of gay anyway. Sorry, lame anyway. Because statistics, is it from when you start the movie? Is it when you end the movie? What if they stop the movie in the middle? Did they download it and not watch it, and they had the tab closed? Who knows? But there's stats. Yeah. Where'd you get those stats? This is using TubeMogul. This is the TubeMogul stat engine. And basically, I use TubeMogul. I upload them. I created a stat aggregator of all the different sites that I use. It's awesome. Yeah.
When you upload to Blip TV, you say it gives you a feed. Does it also actually give you a file? Or
Yeah.
It gives you both.
It gives you a file you can download. Yeah.
It gives you a file you can download.
Yeah. So if you put up something high quality and you just want to download it, yeah.
But it gives you the finished file that you can then post on your own site.
Yeah. There you go. Seriously, Alex, send emails, whatever.